Shalom and welcome to the book of prophets. We are in Ezekiel chapter 28. So follow me along as we read Ezekiel 28, verse 1. The word of Yah came to me. O mortal, say to the prince of Tyre, thus says Yah, because you have been so haughty and have said, I am a god, I sit enthroned like a god in the heart of the seas, whereas you are not God, but a man, though you deem your mind equal to a god. Yes, you are wiser than Daniel. In no hidden matter can anyone compare to you. But your shrewd understanding you have gained riches and have amassed gold and silver in your treasuries. But your great shrewdness in trade you have increased your wealth, and you have grown haughty because of your wealth. Assuredly, thus says Yah, because you have deemed your mind equal to a god, I swear I will bring against you strangers, the most ruthless of nations. They shall unsheath their swords against you, your prized shrewdness, and they shall strike down your splendor. They shall bring you down to the pit in the heart of the sea. You shall die the death of the slain. Will you still say, I am a god, before your slayers, when you are proved a man, not a god, at the hands of those who strike you down? 10. But the hands of strangers you will die, the death of an uncircumcised, for I have spoken, declares Yah. 11. The word of Yah came to me, O mortal, intone a decree over the king of Tyre, and say to him, thus says Yah, you were the seal of perfection, full of wisdom and flawless in beauty. You were in Eden, the garden of Yah. Every precious stone was your adornment: carnelian, chrysolite, and amethyst, pearl, lapis, lazuli, and jasper, sapphire, turquoise, and emerald, and gold, beautiful, wrought to you, mine for you. Prepare the day you were created. I created you as a cherub with outstretched shielding wings, and you resisted on Yah's holy mountain. You walked among stones of fire. You were blameless in your ways from the day you were created until wrongdoing is found in you. But you, far from commerce, you were filled with lawlessness, and you sinned. So I have struck you down from the mountain of Yah, and I have destroyed you. O shield, O shielding cherub from among the stones of fire, you grew haughty because of your beauty. You debased your wisdom for the sake of your splendor. I have cast you to the ground. I have made you an object for kings to stare at. But the greatness of your guilt, through the dishonesty of your trading, you desecrated your sanctuaries. So I made a fire issue from you, and it has devoured you. I have reduced you to ashes on the ground in the sight of all who beheld you. All who knew you among the peoples are appalled at your doom. You have become the horror and have ceased to be forever. The word of Yah came to me. O mortal, set your face towards Sidon and prophesy against her. Thus said Yah, I am going to deal with you, O Sidon. I will gain glory in your midst, and they shall know that I am Yah, when I bring punishment upon her, and show myself holy through her. I will let pestilence loose against her, and bloodshed into the streets, and the slain shall fall in the midst, when the sword comes upon her from all sides, and they shall know that I am Yah. Then shall the house of Israel no longer be afflicted with prickling briars and lacerating horns from all the neighbors who despise them. They shall know that I am Yah. 25. Thus said Yah, when I gather the house of Israel from the peoples among which they have been dispersed, and have shown myself holy through them in the sight of the nations, they shall settle in their own on their own soil, which I gave to my servant Yaakov. And they shall dwell in the security. They shall build houses and plant vineyards, and shall dwell in the security when I have meted out punishment to all those about them who despise them, and they shall know that I, Yah, am their God. 29:1. In the 10th year, on the 12th day of the 10th month, the word of Yah came to me. O mortal, turn your face against Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and prophesy against him and against all Egypt. Speak these words. Thus says Yah, I am going to deal with you, O Pharaoh, king of Egypt, mighty monster, sprawling in your channels, who said, my Nile is my own, I made it for myself. I will put hooks in your jaws, and make the fish of your channels cling to your scales. I will haul you up from your channels, with all the fish of your channels clinging to your scales. And I will fling you into the desert with all the fish of your channels, but you shall be left lying in the open, ungathered and unburied. I have given you as food to the beasts and to the earth and the birds of the sky. Then all the inhabitants of Egypt shall know that I am Yah, because you were a staff of reed to the house of Israel. When they grasp you with the hand, you would splinter, and when all their shoulders, and when they leaned on you, you would break and make all the lions unsteady. Assuredly, thus says Yah, lo, I will bring a sword against you, and will cut off man and beast from you, so that the land of Egypt shall fall into desolation and ruin, and they shall know that I am Yah, because he boasted, the Nile is mine, and I made it. Assuredly, I'm going to deal with you and your channels, and I will reduce the land of Egypt to utter ruin and desolation, from Migdol to Sinai, all the way to the border of Nubia. No foot of man shall travel it, and no foot of beast shall traverse it, and it shall remain uninhabited for 40 years. For 40 years I will make the land of Egypt the most desolate of desolate lands, and the cities shall be the most desolate of ruined cities, and I will scatter the Egyptians among the nations, and disperse them throughout the countries. Further, thus says Yah, After a period of 40 years, I will gather the Egyptians from the peoples among whom they were dispersed. I will restore the fortune of the Egyptians and bring them back to the land of their origin, the land of Pathros, and there they shall be a lowly kingdom. It shall be the lowliest of all the kingdoms, and shall not lord it over the nations again. I will reduce the Egyptians, so they shall have no dominion over the nations. Never again shall they be the trust of the house of Israel, recalling its guilt in having turned to them, and they shall know that I am Yah. In the 20th year, on the first day of the first month, the word of Yah came to me. Verse 18. O mortal, King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon has made his army expand. Vast labor in Tyre, and every head is rubbed bald, and every shoulder scraped. But he and his army have had no return from the labor he expended in Tyre. Assuredly, thus says Yah, I will give the land of Egypt to Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon. He shall carry off her wealth and take her spoil and seize her booty, and she shall be the recompense of his army. As the wage for which he labored, what they did not for 20 again, for the wage for which he labored, for what they did for me, I give them the land of Egypt, declares Yah. On that day I will endow the house of Israel with strength, and you shall be vindicated among them, and they shall know that I am Yah. 30, verse 1. The word of Yah came to me. O mortal, prophesy and say, thus says Yah, what hours for the day? For the day is near, the day of Yah is near. I will be a day of cloud, an hour of invading nations. A sword shall pierce Egypt, and Nuba shall be seized with trembling. When men fall slain in Egypt, and her wealth is seized, and her foundations are overthrown, Nuba, Put, and Lut, and all the mixed populations, and Cub, and the inhabitants of the allied countries shall fall by the sword with them. Thus says Yah, those who support Israel shall fall, and her proud strength shall sink. There they shall fall by the sword, for Migdol the Sinai, declares Yah. They shall be the most desolate of desolate lands, and their cities shall be the most ruined of cities. When I set fire to Egypt, and all who help her are broken, thus they shall know that I am Yah. On that day, messengers shall set out at my bidding to strike terror to into confident Nuba, and they shall be seized with trembling, and Egypt's day of doom, for it is at hand. 10. Thus said Yah, I put an end to the wealth of Egypt through King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon. He gathered with his troops the most ruthless of his nations. He brought to ravage the land, and they shall unsheath the sword against Egypt, and fill the land with the slain. I will turn my channels into dry ground, and I will deliver and the land into the hands of evil men. I will lay waste the land and everything in it by the channel of strangers. I, Yah, have spoken. 30. Thus says Yah, I will destroy the fetishes and make an end of the idols of North, and no longer shall there be a prince in the land of Egypt, and I will strike the land of Egypt with fear. There we go. I will lay Paphos waste. I will set fire to Zoan, and I will execute judgment on No. I will pour out my anger upon Zin and the stronghold of Egypt, and I will destroy the wealth of No. I will set fire to Egypt. Zin shall writhe in anguish, and No shall be torn apart, and No shall face adversaries in broad daylight. The young men of Avon and Pi-Beseth shall fall by the sword, and those towns shall go into captivity. In Tahipharnes daylight shall be withheld when I break the power of Egypt, and there her proud strength comes to an end. The city itself shall be covered with the cloud, and its daughter towns shall go into captivity. Thus I will execute judgment in Egypt, and they shall know that I am Yah. 20. In the 20th year, on the 7th day of the first month, the word of Yah came to me. O mortal, I have broken the arm of Pharaoh, king of Egypt. It has not been bound up to be healed, nor firmly bandaged to make it strong enough to grasp a sword. Assuredly, they said, Yah, I am going to deal with Pharaoh, the king of Egypt. I will break his arm, both the sound one and the injured, and make the sword drop from his hand. I will scatter the Egyptian among the nations and disperse them throughout the countries. I will strengthen the arms of the king of Babylon and put my sword in his hand, and I will break the arms of Pharaoh, and he shall groan before him with the groans of one struck down. I will make firm the arms of the king of Babylon, but the arms of Pharaoh shall fail, and they shall know that I am Yah, when I put my sword into the hand of the king of Babylon, and he lifts it against the land of Egypt. I will scatter the Egyptians among the nations and disperse them throughout the countries. Thus they shall know that I am Yah. This concludes the reading in the book of Proverbs. May Yah shine his light upon your path. May he lead you into his truth and righteousness and give you shalom. Until next time, with reading the book of Proverbs, we wish you shalom.